All right, everybody, ding, ding, ding. We are back at the ring. This is Troy Vaughn, also known as Troy Amazing, part-time stripper, part-time church pastor, but full-time dating commentator. And I am here with someone very special, someone I just had the pleasure of recently meeting. He is an actor, artist, model, public figure, influencer, philanthropist, and marketing strategist. He is into music, and he has a single out right now called Fly Away. I'm introducing everybody. We have Mr. Ramarcus Steele, better known as Vigilante. What's up?
I appreciate you having me, bro.
Hey, not a thing, not a thing. Really quickly, you know, it's just because it's piquing my curiosity. Where did the name Vigilante come from?
Well, I was in the Bahamas, and I was watching a TV show called Vigilante, and it was a show of a white man filming the police breaking the law. So I looked up what the word vigilante meant because I was intrigued by like the show, and it meant a leader who takes a person who takes leadership into his hands, self-appointed, because he finds regular enforcement to be inadequate. So with me being a Sigma male, that's kind of what I've been my whole life, is a vigilante, and it's a perspective thing, you know. For all of my people that watch Avengers, some people think Thanos is the villain, some people think Thanos is the hero. Some people think that the Avengers are the villains because they're trying to stop him from doing what could have saved his planet. So it all depends on how you look at it, and that's what makes, and what both groups would be considered vigilantes because they're operating outside of the regular police force.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, the name is eye-catching, and you just focus on it like vigilante, okay?
Gotta meet this guy, yeah.
I'm not mad at that. So you're obviously somebody, I mean, just based on your social media presence, you have a lot going on. You got a lot of jobs. A lot of people know you. I mean, you are most certainly, you know, what I'd like to think of as an Atlanta influencer.
Yeah.
And so you have a lot going on, and you're obviously successful at what you do.
Thank you.
Which, you know, that's big. The reason we're here today, and you know, you and I spoke behind the scenes, you know, in the message. I really wanted to get your take on a topic that hasn't been covered on my channel yet, but is, you know, widespread over social media. Things that a lot of people have been talking about, particularly in the space of dating relationships, and that is the independent woman. Your thoughts on independent women, particularly when we talk about independent women, I want to specifically talk about the independent black woman. And being in the space of relationships, you kind of, it's a mixed bag. I know for me personally, I have no problem with independent women. They're a turn on for me, you know, for my own particular reasons. But I've noticed in the space, talking with other men, it's kind of unpredictable. Some men are really turned off by independent women, and some men are really turned on. Obviously, I'm in that camp where an independent woman, self-sufficient, is a turn on for me, but I'm not going to purport that that is across the board all men. So you being successful, you being well-known and you know, obviously a busy and productive man, when you hear independent woman, what are your immediate thoughts?
To be honest, it's a mixture. Because, you know, in my 27 years, I've learned to be very subjective. Certain people have certain ways that they word certain things to mean certain things that can mean the opposite to what a different person means with the same wording. So it depends. If the independent woman is using that saying to weaponize the fact that she has leverage in the game or whatever the case may be, then that's a manipulation tactic, and thus it would turn me off, not because you're independent, but because you're using it to weaponize, which means that you're not tapping into your divine feminine energy, and you're not tapping into your humanitarian energy, and I need somebody with that in order to raise my future son and my future daughter. That's a major checkoff at that point. So the thing about men not wanting independent women, it really depends. Like, if you are the type of person that wants somebody that's not self-sufficient, if you're using it in that sense, then that means that you're a weak man. And that means that you're using your money to manipulate somebody else because you feel that your masculine energy is not enough by itself, which it should be able to stand by itself, without accomplishments, without money. A woman should be able to walk in the room and fall under your dominance, not in a dictatorship kind of way, but in a gravitational pull, a natural feel kind of way, because that's just who you are as a person. And when I became successful, it put me in a large margin to where I started to notice the shift between how women would approach me, how they would talk to me, how the things that I wish would have came easier to me before are super easy now. And it just put me in a space to where no woman is really going to measure up to the stuff that I've done and the stuff that I do. So at this point, all she can really do is support what I have going on. I can support what she has going on as well. Because I don't pay bills, I create other thousandaires. So I have to put all of the women that I deal with in a position to where they are self-sufficient from coming to me self-sufficient. There's a difference between in the process of and potential. And I don't do nothing with potential. I do everything within the process of. And I think that that's why rich men are so turnkey, because our potential was a long time ago, and are in the process of, am doing right now, and have accomplished, are in the forefront. So then that makes us turnkey for any woman.
You know, I gotta be honest, man, I've seen the subject of independent women come up on my platform several times, and I've heard different men give their explanation and everything. I gotta say, you gave probably the top 3 best explanations I've ever heard. That's no bullshit.
Thank you.
I mean, I really do feel like you articulated that extremely well.
Thank you.
You know, and again, I asked that because again, the topic of independent women hasn't come up on my channel. Yeah, it's come up in my Facebook group in other settings, but as far as my YouTube channel, this is the first, and that's the reason why this subject is so important. But I really do dig your explanation. We're gonna make a point on that, but I do like that. So, do you think, you know, I want to build on something, something that you hinted at. Do you think a lot of men, the men that say that they don't like independent women, you think it's a case of just more so just being easily intimidated by a woman who has just as much or even more than them?
I'm gonna tell you what's funny, man. With me being a celebrity boxer, I've already was a Sigma male before that. And for those who don't know what a Sigma male is, it's the perfect mixture between an alpha and a beta male. And it's the ultimate level of man that you can reach that level.
All right.
So for me being a Sigma male, now that I box, there's no such thing as fear anymore. I was already a star athlete, and everything that I've done in my career outside of that was due to me not having any fear and being willing to take risks. It kills me every day when people hit me and be like, yo, you really put yourself out there. Yo, you really did it. Yo, you really accomplished it. It's like, what the hell was I supposed to do? Like, so I don't understand the mind state of a man who sees a woman that's doing good and can't applaud her for the work that she's doing. Why is it that the wheels can't turn for you to pick up what she got and because regardless of if she has more materialistic stuff than you, her feminine nature is still woman. She still wants a man that is dominant, and you can see what she has going on, and you can make it way better, just like she can make you way better. So the intimidation factor to me just means that you just eliminating yourself out the game, which is perfect, because she probably would end up cheating on you with me anyway. So 9 times out of 10, you put yourself in a good position to not even be in the equation at all. Stay intimidated, keep on being your organic self, and people like myself will continue to be our organic self, and then we'll put up a tally of who ends up with the most girls at the end.
Okay. The reason I asked that because I'm paraphrasing this. I've heard Steve Harvey, who, you know, a lot of people may consider him a relationship guru or relationship expert, you know, opinions vary. But Steve Harvey, and I'm paraphrasing, he feels that women do themselves a disservice by being so accomplished and so independent, because he feels like if you are a successful independent woman, you already have your own big house, your own luxury car, you don't want for anything. He considers like, what can a man offer you at that point? A man is supposed to come and provide those things, but if a man sees you already got it, what is he left to provide? This is Steve Harvey's words, not mine.
I got you.
What would be your response to that?
Well, first I want to say shout out to Steve. He's a huge inspiration to me. If the quote that you just gave is a direct correlation or close, just something familiar to what he said, then me personally, I feel like it's a load of crap. And I feel like that a woman has just as much equal opportunity, especially in the modern day, to be as successful as however she wants to be. For a long time, a crush that I've had has always been Keke Palmer. If I go to Keke Palmer's house right now, her house is probably bigger than mine because I've only been rich for like 5 years and she's been rich since I was a kid. So I would assume that she would have more stuff than me. And what I can offer her is that masculine energy that she doesn't have from her regular divine feminine energy. And if she decides to reject it because of me not having as many materialistic items, then it means that we're just not compatible with each other, and maybe somebody else would be better fit for that situation. So I don't hold that down to anybody. I feel like it's even more an accomplishment when a woman does it because she has the option to navigate through life using her breasts and her assets in order for her to be able to get whatever she wants. But instead of doing that, she laced up her own bootstraps and put herself in the game and won the game. So we can't discredit them for a victory. That's just counterproductive to me. And then you're also by telling people, well, I should wait. I'm about to buy my first penthouse, and every time I talk to girls about buying homes, they always like, well, when I get married, or when I get a husband, well, when this, you're wasting your own time. Because you can put yourself in a situation to where you have a home, he has a home, y'all liquidate it, use your home credit equity and get a bigger house together, but you're waiting on him and you're putting that pressure on his back without you even meeting him yet. So you come with automatic baggage from the moment that y'all meet. That's going to put you guys at a deficit, and if you really like him, it's going to hurt you that much more when he walks away.
God damn. Okay, I'm really okay. No, it's tricky. You said you're 27 years old, yet you're dropping. The information you're giving is more insightful than some of the explanations I've seen 4-year-olds. And it's everyone's going to have their thoughts, their opinions, and perspectives. That's good, but I like that. I like how you articulate extremely erudite. And the way, I'm really feeling your content right now, and I think this is a golden opportunity to talk about this because I've been seeing this for a long time. Since I've been a dating commentator, this is a polarizing topic. For all the men out there who may be new fathers, you mentioned, a woman being, helping you raise a daughter one day. Do you think any man who raises a daughter to be independent is doing her a disservice, especially in terms of future chances of finding a man? Because I know I've been attacked before. I know there have been a couple instances in the past where I've talked about if I had a daughter, I would want to raise her to be independent, and I've had men and women attack me for that. Some support me, some don't. But in your opinion, I don't have children yet, but I was always, hypothetically, I was like, if I had a daughter, I would want her to be self-sufficient and never need a man for basic life, sustenance. In your thoughts, what is your opinion about a man who says, I'm going to raise my daughter to be independent?
I put a tweet up the other day that said, I'm trying to remember the exact wording. I said, a woman should never want to get her own money because you can never trust a man, or not to depend on a man. You should want to get your own money because you have your own passions in life and things that you want to do. I don't frown upon a housewife. I don't frown upon a career woman. I don't frown upon a mother that used to have a career, a person who was a mother and then decided that she wanted to do her career, any of that stuff. I don't frown upon any of it. I think that a great example of this stuff is the Huxtable family and the Banks family. And literally we have so many examples of strong, how much higher can you get than a professor? We literally have Beyonce right in front of us. We have Michelle Obama right in front of us. Michelle Obama doesn't exhibit any masculine energy at all, yet she dominates the entire world with her grace. The women who don't want to pick that up is because you don't want to. It's because you don't want to step into that next level, and you're intimidated by the next level of what you could be from watching her. But you see that she snagged the president and helped to create the president. So if that's not the level that you want to operate on, then that's the problems with, the problems that you haven't. That's the reasoning why. So to answer your question, I think that we have to trade in this word permanently, independent for self-sufficient, so that way we can have more clear, concise conversation with it. Because what's going on with these podcasts, and it kind of saddens me a little bit because, I invented the independent media tour back in 2015. So now that I see all these new podcasts coming up, what upsets me is the fact that they're talking about this stuff for topic purposes, but they're not trying to get to the nitty gritty. They're not trying to, okay, so what can be the solution here? What can be the solution here instead of, oh, that's toxic, or no, I don't agree with that. Who cares what's toxic? Who cares what you agree with? You've been fucking your life up for the past 20, 30, 40 years. It's not your turn. It's somebody else's turn that's actually sufficient in winning in what they're doing, so they can point you in the right direction, because you clearly don't know. You don't know how to be a man. You don't know how to be a woman. And career-wise, personal, family, everything is failing and falling apart. So I'm mad at my mom right now, currently at 27, because the information that she could have gave me when I was 19 years old, that would have made me a multi-millionaire right now instead of me being a thousandaire. And that right there was to show me how to properly pay my bills and how to get a car. I shouldn't have seen the VIN number for the first time when I bought my first car. I should have been in driver's ed at 16, not taking the driver's test at the same time that I'm learning how to drive. So fundamentally, parents set their kids up to start to fail within their relationships because they only know the knowledge that you were able to give to them. So the way that a man raises his daughter, if he raises her with the independent mind state of you shouldn't need a man for this, that she comes in with a disdain that 9 times out of 10 you're going to disappoint me because my dad has already put it in my mind that I got to do this because it's a possibility that you're not going to live up to what you're supposed to. And the problem with that is that right now, one of the women I'm talking to is an African woman, and she's only been here for like 2 months. She's a foreign exchange student, and she's working on her master's degree. And she speaks fluent French and a little bit of English. And I make fun of her for that all the time because she really can't put her words together that well. But it's so attractive because she's so beautiful. She's a perfect Coke body, bottle shape, and she's so humble about it. And and she treats me like I am the king of her universe. Even though we're not even officially dating, that's just the customs that they're used to, the way that they're raised. This is a woman who's working on her master's who treats a guy that she just met as a king. So no other woman anywhere, broke, middle class, high, super rich, doesn't have any excuse on why they can't do that, whether you were raised as an independent woman, a self-sufficient woman, or whether you're waiting on a man to come and save you.
I like that. Hey, she sounds like somebody they want to keep in touch with. Sounds like it.
Yeah.
That was a great description, bro.
Yeah, she around. She's around.
Really quickly, everybody, I just want to remind all the viewers, make sure you go ahead and like this video, drop some comments down below, let us know how you feel, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe. And if you're out there on Facebook, go ahead and look for that search bar, type in Ringside LLC, find our private Facebook group, and make sure you request to join, and either myself or one of my admins will admit you. So the conversations, I mean, I'm sure you've been around other men, alpha males, beta males, sigma males, whatever the case may be, other men that give their opinion about women, what a man is supposed to do, what a man shouldn't do. And whenever the subject, if it's ever come up regarding independent women, what have been some of their complaints? Because I'll give you an example. I know, I'm not going to mention his name. I know a guy who is not a fan of independent women because he feels like, well, independent women, they don't know how to submit to a man. Or independent woman only wants to be the boss and run over her husband, or doesn't know how to be feminine or exert feminine energy. And his complaints, they're not unique to him. I've heard from other people, but that's just an example of how, the gentleman I'm talking about, he is in no way, shape, form, or fashion attracted to independent women because he's already generalized that if you are a woman who has your own money, who makes great money, then you are not going to make a great wife because you're not going to possess the skills or the character to submit. That's just one example. What are some of the other complaints or examples you've heard about, from other men regarding their maybe this disdain or an attraction to independent women?
Well, if you don't mind me asking, what is homie's like classism? Where's he rank at?
He's probably around your age, and he's doing well for himself. He's an influencer.
He's doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good.
Okay, so that's rare for his stature to feel that way. the thing about it is that not every woman is for you. So even on my level, I still get women who feel the need to be combative in moments. And this is when it's not the woman's fault, it's the man's fault, because the man has not set precedent that this is what we're not going to do. The thing about it is that women dress up and do all of this and get the BBLs and get the this and this and that and that and this because they want the man. They want to get the man. As human beings, we want each other. The man want the woman want the man, woman want the woman, depending on what they like. And when you are in a position to where you don't have what they want, you are what they want. And that's for both genders. So when a person is not submitting to you, then that means that they're just not the person that's for you. Because the person that is for you will naturally just submit to what you got going on. Some of these guys are just pussyfied and just won't walk away because they don't have enough options. So they like, damn, I got to deal with her mouth. What you mean got to? I thought you was a high value man. You got to do what? You're supposed to be at the gym. You're supposed to be talking to the president. You're supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be doing that. But you sitting here being a pussy dealing with this woman's mouth. You won't say nothing to her, but you want to go back and forth with her with the feminine stuff. That's your feminine side that wants to argue and go back and forth with a woman. I wish a woman would. It's never happened. It's never going to happen. So whenever I get that type of energy that may be something that comes up, I was just kicking it with a girl 2 hours ago from now. And she was playing me some of her music. And of course it was some like city girl type stuff where, you know, F a nigga, take his money, da da da, I ride it like this, blah 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 blah. Her music was good, like it sounded good. But in her lyrics you could tell that she was open about her sexuality and she was open about just like her alter ego. That was her alter ego. But the whole time that we were together, didn't exhibit 1 ounce of that. And every time that I'm around these city girls, it's the same exact thing. Those are the sweetest, nicest, most submissive people until you get into their alter ego with their music. And the thing about that is that they're telling you what they like. I like a nigga with a whole lot of money. They're not talking to the man with the money. They're talking to the man without the money. That's what they're saying. It's a buy-in. You have to do XYZ, the whole beta checklist in order for you to be able to come over here. The high value man is just sitting there like, yeah, you know, I was with such and such last night. The same dude that all 20 of them girls are drooling over. And that just continues to be a continued cycle. So once the betas pick that up and they decided they want to step out of that and they want to go to the next level, be alpha, and then go to the next level after that and then turn into sigma, then that's when they'll stop having any issues with the independent woman. Because her mouth really ain't that crazy. It's just a poke. It's a poke. She's trying to see what she can do. Women, not all women like you. They just want to see what they can get from you, and they just want to learn everything about you. Mystery is the #1 key. And the stuff that we've been taught as far as like they want the chair pulled out for them, they want flowers, they want you to text them good morning every morning. That's not what they want. That's what a beta has to do in order to get her attention, because the alpha already has it sewn up. Your girl have a celebrity crush. I don't know if the dudes that's watching just know this. They girl ask her tonight, baby, who is your celebrity crush? I guarantee, she gonna have an answer. Maybe like a small 2% of y'all, she gonna be like, no, it's okay, baby, it's me and you. But them other 98%, they have a celebrity crush, and I guarantee a few of them gonna say me.
All right, okay, I ain't mad at that, Brother Vigilante. This has been enthralling to say the least. I think you are wise beyond your years, and I think that's an understatement. But for the final knockout, the final, one-hitter quitter, before we exit, let the folks know where they can find you, where they can find your music, where they can follow you on social media. What, for the people that want to know more about Vigilante, how can they get in contact with you? How can they follow you?
At Vigilante, LOM on everything. I'm in the process of getting my blue check back on Instagram and my blue check on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook coming soon, because I have a company, Vigilante Verified, where I'm going to be helping other people get verified on all those platforms. I have Vigilante Vending if you're trying to get a vending machine or a vending machine location. I also have Vigilante Viral. That's where I help people with different promotions on all 4 platforms. And then also I have a celebrity boxing match coming up on November 5th. I am fighting for the title. This is my first celebrity boxing match, and I will be defending my title here in Atlanta in January. And I am also receiving an award at the Black Only Awards for the Rising Star of the Year, October 22nd. So yeah, I'll see y'all in 2023.
And you also, again, you have the single.
Oh yeah, I had the single Fly Away with Dondria from So Def. If y'all don't remember her, do your typings and get familiar. She was the first African American to blow up off of YouTube. She helped turn YouTube into what it is right now. And she also has the hit single You're the One for Me.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Vigilante, thank you so much for gracing the ring.
For sure.
Everybody out there, make sure again you follow, like this video, and subscribe. And with that, we are out. Ta-da.